Kadosh Boker Or, day 17, Bekiim Bahalacha 2, Amud 63, right? You got 63, page 63, Halacha Nun Dalid. We're talking about after Parashat Tamid. Yeah, Achar Parashat Tamid. Right? Samane Ketoret Vasiyato. So we speak about the Ketoret, right? And afterwards we're going to say the Braita of Tanu Rabbanan Bitum Ketoret Ketzad Parashat Tamid Vaktoret. You have to say it with Kavana Gedolah. Look how great it is, how important it is. And the breeding of it is instead of the bringing of it. So that's what it says here. It's very important to say both Parashat Tamid and the Ketoret. You have to say with a lot of concentration. There's many benefits, spiritual, physical, everything. Yeah? Okay, fine. 55. Zohar HaKadosh. Hifligu b'ma'alat amirat HaKetoret b'chol yom. It says you have to say the Ketoret every single day. And there it says, when there's going to be different decrees against people. Brit nigzera, right? The cruise of ala kotz v'shmayim mikatzu lebeteknim v'tulashot. Lu b'chavana b'lev, right? Et parashat HaKetoret yitbatel amavet mehem. So basically, there's an incredible concept brought down. If right now the Zohar HaKadosh says you have to say it every single day, right? Now it says if right now there's going to be plagues or things like that, so therefore there's an announcement sent to all the malachei shemayim that if they mamash, they have to stop attacking human beings. If they go into the Bet Knesset, and they're going to say the Ketoret with proper concentration. The same thing as reciting Ketoret is going to ward off the effects of any magic spell, any ill fortune, and evil thoughts, and all forms of death or other harm throughout the day, as long as it is recited with proper concentration. Yeah, so mamash, look, mamash, proper concentration, mamash, b'chavana. Rabbi Shimon says, if the people would realize with regard, what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu have for the Ketoret, they would take each word of it, we already learned this in the preface, and place it on their heads as a golden crown. To accomplish this, one must pay attention to the passages, meaning, one who gives proper concentration each day will be rewarded in this world and next world. Deadly illnesses will avoid him, will avoid the world in his merit. He'll be protected, right, from all punishments in this world and from the forces of evil and from punishments of Gehinam. We must train ourselves to recite the Ketoret carefully and properly. Our Chachamim taught, right, that this brings much pleasure to him. Our intentions, however, must not be for our own benefit, but rather to please Hashem. Anyone who's capable of studying the meaning of the passages of the Ketoret should invest the time necessary for it. Once he's capable of reciting it while understanding what it means, then he will be rewarded as if he had participated in offering the Ketoret on the altar. Okay? Fine. Next, 56. Our custom is, right, to preface the passage of the Ketoret with this declaration. You are God, our master, to whom our ancestors offered the Ketoret incense during the era when the Bet HaMikdash existed, as you commanded them through Moshe, your servant, as it is written, right, in your Torah. What does that mean? Here we just said, right, that's what it means, right, that Ki'ilu were making this declaration, you are a master. Yeah, you are a God, our master. Right, that we're serving it during the Bet HaMikdash, just like you commanded. So he says like this. That's the pshat when we say that we're opening up our eyes. Yeah, so he says like this. He says, there's Atahu Hashem Elokenu. Right? That's what we say before. So 52. We preface the passage of Torah in this manner, but there's no such introduction for the passage of Korban Tamid. The Achronim offer number. Basically, the question is like this: why is it the Korban Tamid we don't say this Atahu Hashem Elokenu, that we did it in the past, right? And therefore, just like you command Moshe Rabbeinu in the Torah, why only by the Ketoret do we say this? And then we do the Ketoret. Why? Why don't you do that by the Korban Tamid? Why will you do that by the Ketoret? So he says, answer number one, he says the Noda B'Yehuda. The Noda B'Yehuda comes and he says, right, that before saying the Ketoret, we say, right, En Kelokenu, which ends with, you are a God, you are a master. Yeah? Therefore, we continue with a similar phrase. You are a God, you are a master. You understood? We just finished. Since you just finished Kaveh, which is the En Kelokenu with that, so therefore you start Atahu Elenu. You just finished, right? So he says, so why do we preface it with En Keloenu? Our sages taught the mitzvah of the Ketoret puts wealth upon the Kohen performing it by saying En Keloken. Ma? Ma? There is no Kohen. He says there's no one like our Hashem. We affirm our belief that He's the source of our wealth, and it's not a result of our own talents and intelligence. You know, so what happened? Basically, what we're trying to say is we're trying to show, since the Ketoret brings wealth, we are going to attribute the wealth to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and not because I know how to make good deals, or not because I know how to go and swing people or this or trick people or I'm a good salesman. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, B. The prayer book Otzeret Tfilot explains, right? He says it's based upon the teaching in Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi says that no one may be present in the Hechal when the Kohen offers a Ketoret. And even the angels may not remain there at that moment. The Kohen is alone with Hashem at that time. And therefore, we preface the Ketoret with En Kelokenu, there's nobody like our God. Okay? Meaning it's like the Ketoret that we're by ourselves with Hashem. Okay, the last one, he says that of Yosef Hayim, right? He says, the Ben Ish Chai, that we do not ask Hashem to consider our reciting Ketoret as we have offered it. He explained that we are afraid our tongues might slip, or we might slip an ingredient in the Ketoret. And if someone offers a Ketoret that is missing any of the 11 basic ingredients, he's going to have the death penalty. Hence, we do not specifically say our intentions is what, if we manage to recite it correctly, then all is well, and we hope that our hearts are with Hashem, that He'll accept it as if we had offered the Ketoret. If we omitted a crucial word, no harm will befall upon us, since we do not specify that we're actually bringing the Ketoret. Heaven cannot count it against us, since we might be reciting it only as a review of the halachot of the Ketoret. When studying Torah, Hashem lovingly accepts our efforts, even if we omit or we made a mistake. As our sages taught, V'diglo alai ahava, that even if you skipped out, right, the banner of Hashem is that even if you skipped out, He still loves me. Okay? So he says, V'diglo, right? As if to say that, like medaleg, right? It's a degel, right? The wave of the banner. In order to strengthen the impression that we are only reviewing the halachot of the Ketoret, we preface the declaration, Ata Hashem Elokenu, right? It appears that we are just recounting a story that used to happen in the history, not that we're actually bringing the Ketoret. You understand? Meaning, if you're going to come and you're going to say that we're bringing the Ketoret, Chas Shalom, a person comes, he skipped out one. He went too quick. He went to the whatever it is, or he read it wrong. It's a problem. It's a big. So what happens? Our forefathers brought it in front of you. We're just recounting a story that once upon a time used to happen. In some congregations, the practice is not to include the preface during Mincha, but in most communities, it is recited just during the Shachrit as well. Those who skip it during Mincha rely on the fact that they recited it during the Shachrit to safeguard them during the Mincha as well. Those who recite during Mincha, they want to make the defense crystal clear. Nowadays, the preface is added to Mincha in almost all of the communities. This is good for this animal to take precautions to avoid heaven's punishments. Meaning, we don't want any punishments in heavens, so therefore, we purposely come and say, fine. Next. So our minhag is to start al yad Moshe Neviah. I don't know who adds in al yadei. I remember, I think Ish Matzliach or something. Here it says al yad, and that's what we do. So al yad, not al yadei Moshe Neviah, right? Al yad Moshe Neviah. Okay. At the conclusion of the Ketoret passages, we recite 4 praises. Yeah? Hashem Tzavakot Imanu, Hashem Tzavakot Asherah, Hashem Oshia, Ve'areva Hashem. Those are the 4 that we had. Okay? And that's what we do as well. That's what I guess everybody does. That's Arizal HaKadosh. Radan Kavachayim. Okay? אתה גם מוסיף את זה, נכון? Okay. Nun Zayin. He comes and it says Nun Zayin. Yeah, it is highly recommended. טוב ונכון לומר את 11 סימנים מתוך הספר, ולא בעל פה. שלא לדלג תיבות. Right? But it's in the Leikuva. Meaning, it's highly recommended to come to read the list of 11, right? Mamash, from a written text. And therefore, you're not going to make mistakes. Because if you do it by heart, you can make mistakes. Nevertheless, there's no sin by doing it by heart. Meaning, if a person doesn't have a book, okay, fine, but if you have a book, don't start showing off in it. Do it inside. Yeah, 53. In the Bet Yosef, Maran Tzaddik Rabbeinu Yitzchak Vuhav, ruling that one must recite Ketoret from a written text to ensure that one will not make a mistake of any of the ingredients and incur death penalty. It could be, he added, that for this reason, some communities refrain from reciting to Ketoret altogether. That's what the Ramah does. The Ramah explains this is the reason for Ashkenazic Jews, they don't do it on weekdays. Because on weekdays, they're in a hurry to get to work. And therefore, they're more likely to omit the words. The Ashkenazim do the exact opposite of Sfaradim. The Ashkenazim, during the weekdays, they don't do it. And on Shabbat, they do it. And Sfaradim, the exact opposite. During the weekdays, they would do it. And on Shabbat, they wouldn't do it. Because on Shabbat, there would be so many hours in the synagogue, right, that it would be too long for them. So they wouldn't do it. That's why the Minhag was never to do it on Shabbat. They did it in Korbanot. But they didn't do it in or in Mincha. They didn't do it in Shachrit after the. Yeah, that's what he says. Maran commented, huh? זה השיר שלהם כלום, זה פעם בשבוע. בסדר? Maran commented. Yeah, it doesn't matter. אתה צודק. רק בזמן של עמידה אני יכול לגמור 5 פעמים קטורת. אל תגיד עמידה. Maran commented, if this is the tradition, if this is the tradition, I accept it. He says, if it is his own argument, I disagree. Although the Gemara says that if someone omits one of the ingredients, he incurs death penalty, Rashi explained that this is only the Kohen Gadol Yom Kippur who offered it in Kodesh Kodashim. If he omitted it and he used it in Kli Ketoret, he has no permission to go into Kodesh Kodashim, so he gets the death penalty, right? Fine. The Rambam ruled that offering the Ketoret that's missing an ingredient is a capital sin, incurring death penalty, even when offering it in the golden altar outside of the. Meaning, what was the Mizbach HaKetoret? Mizbach HaZahav. Efo haya Mizbach HaZahav? In the Hechal. Right? It was in the holies, not the holies, but not in the Kodesh Kodashim. In the Kodesh, in the Hechal. In the Hechal, we had the Mizbach HaKetoret. Mizbach HaKetoret was Mizbach HaZahav, the golden altar. There, that's why you used to bring the Ketoret every single day. So the Shitat Rambam is even on that altar, you're also going to be Chayav Mitah. Even according to him, it may be the punishment for entering the Bet HaMikdash for an authorized purpose, as it happened in another view, the sons of Aaron. Even if one argues the main sin of it is offering a complete Ketoret, there's no basis to say that one incurs death penalty for reciting the passage of Ketoret incorrectly. The punishment is for actually offering incomplete Ketoret. Furthermore, even if it would be true that one incurs a death penalty when reciting the Ketoret omitting an ingredient, that applies to the 11 principal ingredients only, not to the other additives listed in the Braita. Anyone that can be careful to include 11 principal ingredients without difficulty, that's very, very easy to do. There's not a reason to avoid saying the Ketoret altogether. In fact, the Magen Avraham said that Bet Yosef testified the proper custom to recite, right, the Ketoret every day. See Kaf Chaim Sofer. What about, do you count them with your fingers? So the Rav Chida wrote that it is commendable to count 11 principal ingredients on the fingers. The Ben Ish Chai explains that by doing this, we demonstrate the importance of these ingredients. Furthermore, this act spurs us to concentrate on the meaning of the words that we recite. He added another reason, right? Since we hope that God will consider our reciting Ketoret as if we had recited it, as brought it in the Korban, so therefore we're doing a physical act. Remember, we do a physical act in order to do it. So now, which fingers do we do it on? So we do the fingers on the right hand. Yeah, the fingers on the right hand. Ben Ish Chai instructed us to count the 11 ingredients on the fingers of the right hand only. Rak biyad yamin. Lo kol hayad. Like yadayim. Rak biyad yamin. Baregel. Fine. He says the Ben Ish Chai instructed to count the 11 ingredients on the fingers of the right hand only. This is because the right hand is always favored for performing mitzvot. Since we always do mitzvot with the right hand, do it with the right hand. Furthermore, in the Bet HaMikdash, the Kohen offering Ketoret must do so with the right hand. He emphasized that one must not count on the fingers of both hands, although there is an opinion among the poskim. Apparently, he was referring to the Chesel Alafim, right, that Rabbi Eliezer Papo, the Pele Yoetz, who wrote that one should count the ingredients using both hands. So the Kaf HaChaim Sofer rejected the ruling of the Chesel Alafim, since we wish our something to be considered as if we had offered the Ketoret, and if the left hand is offering it, it's invalid. Therefore, we always should follow the Ben Ish Chai and do the right hand only. Okay, the Sever Mizahav Mipaz defended the position of Chesel Alafim, explaining that although we hope to receive credits if we offer the Ketoret, we are not actually offering the Ketoret, right? And therefore, it does not apply to saying the passages. After all, we are not standing in the Bet HaMikdash, and most people who are reciting are not Kohanim. Furthermore, the Kohen must be standing when he says the Ketoret, while we would say it's sitting down. Therefore, there's nothing wrong with doing it on both hands. In conclusion, both opinions have a valid basis. One may follow either opinion. You have both opinions in order to do it.